Hey, what's up, YouTube? How's it going, everyone? Happy belated 4th of July. So I did a little running, a little wrenching. Um, not not a whole lot. I will say the Vecta 5. Last year when I had it out, I bumped up the steering servo to 8.4 volts out of the BEC. And then it started making some weird noise, and then winter hit and kind of forgot about it. Big John D came over last weekend. We took this out. I put it on the ground, and the steering servo took a crap. So what I ended up doing on this one, which I haven't ran yet, I know, I had two AGF RC servos. And for throttle, yeah, really don't need it. So I actually took it out, and then I put the AGF RC servo in here for the meantime. Have not ran it. The only other thing I wanted to do on this thing, which I did yesterday, I took it apart. Maybe I'll tag some photos in here or whatnot. The center drive shaft pins on this thing do take a beating, kind of like the 5Ts, because the angle. Now, there's really no angle on. I mean, there's very slight, very slight. You can see it there. I mean, like, you can see very slight. It does eat up the pins. So what I always wanted to do was put boots on the outdrives from the front diff to the center diff. And also, for some reason, no matter what I did, the center cup that goes on the slipper clutch would loosen up on me. Not the outdrive cup in here, but always the center one, no matter what I did. I even put the green Loctite. It would loosen up. It would just, not bolts wouldn't be flying out, but basically like this, you can go on the cup, it's sitting in there, and you can kind of just rock it up and down a little bit. You can see what they use is a big pin that goes through, then a little pin that locks it. It doesn't matter what I use. I put green on the center pin, doesn't matter. It loosens up after a while. So here's one of the pins. I know it's kind of hard to see here. Focus. There we go. You can see how much it wears it down. So anyways, I replaced the pins. See, I got two of the same cups here. I did a long time ago, because of this loosening up, I did buy, there's a version 2 outdrive cups. Basically, they get rid of this little one, and they put one bigger one with a O-ring. So I did put those on, Loctite on them sit obviously, and then I did put I did the boots. Now I'll see if I have the Loctite, but they're on there pretty tight, believe it or not. So with that, you can put kind of grease in there. I put it on here and in there. I don't know if you can see this one. Yeah, a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. But it's something I wanted to do a while ago, and it was a good opportunity. But the AGF RC servo is a better servo than the Hercules servo. That's what I had in here. I had the Hercules servo in here for, I don't know, six years maybe, something like that. So I did get its money's use. As soon as I went up to 8.4, it started making noise. So I don't know if it just freaked it out because it's never been on 8.4 volts. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. So basically it went in the trash. What else? So the XMaxx I showed you with the body off. Dude, this thing is a bullet. So much of a bullet that I can't full throttle it. If I have Big John D over here next time, we put the punch down to 1. And it still just wants to end up doing backflips, basically be on its lid. So I gotta mess around with the suspension on it. I did change the springs. Now, I didn't adjust the collars or any of that, but I put more heavy duty Trek springs because it was very saggy in the rear before. The only thing with this, like, there was a company called T-Bone. They used to make a wider, like, more stationary wheelie bar. This wheelie bar is so flimsy, and I'm sure I'm going to get hate from many of the Trex guys that watch mine. It's a good idea. I just feel like once it hits the wheelie bar, the whole car goes over the wheelie bar. So I don't know if this one's just worn out, whatnot, but there's really not too many. There's like those GPM ones and the knockoffs of the GPM ones or whatever. But those really, like the ones with the springs, but those don't really have very good reviews. I don't know. They're like $50. Not the end of the world to try it, but I don't know. I was thinking about dropping the collars down, messing around with the shock weights, whatnot. Because I turned the punch down to 1, and the thing is, you still cannot full throttle it. So it takes a little bit of the fun away. I mean, it's a monster. It is a 100% monster. I did here. I'll show you why I'm here. Let's see here. Let's do this one hand. All right. I did a few things. Like I said, these are the heavy duty track springs. Thanks, Gorley. Appreciate he gave me the idea for these ones. I don't know if these are the ones he's running. I like the stance of it, but I might have to adjust the collars a little bit. So I did that. I did put this in here. This is 3D Abilities. You can find them on Facebook, eBay, so forth. This is to hold the battery for the fans. And then I put this switch in here. I forget the name of the company that makes this thing, but I also got this one for the fans, which I kind of just used to plug it into the balance lead. But now at least it's got on and off. And then the switch for this. I know this is not tight. It looks like it is, but it is not tight. So just try to clean it up a little bit. I'm wondering, I feel like this thing needs more weight in the front end. I don't know if knuckles and caster blocks will help, or just squat it down a lot. I mean, this thing's heavy now. I mean, but it's just with this Max 5 and 1100 is just it's just nuts. I'd like to see some of the guys on YouTube that have this up. I'm not saying this is a ginormous setup, but I'd like to see the guys on YouTube that have this setup. They actually get a field running it. Because it's no fun doing backflips and destroying your body and picking it and turning it over every freaking second. I like to let these things eat in a big field. The hills and jumps. I mean, that's great. That's not what I'm into. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure something out with this. Maybe get it down a little lower. Like I said, add more weight up in the front. I was thinking about getting the bell crank. That's not that expensive. I know it's not a lot of weight, but it's something. And that's why I ended up putting the battery up here. Kind of keep the front end down a little bit. Get this body down one-handed. There we go. And then I did buy this GPM latch. She's laying on the hood a lot. Let's see, what else have I had out? My Kraton 6S, man, Big John D. I got that from Big John D. Did a few things to it. Electronic wise, it's completely stock. This thing is a missile, man, a missile. My Mojave, I have not taken it to the park yet, but I have taken it to my street. And I'm telling you, you're doing like 30, you punch it, it will squeal the tires. I mean, she no joke. But I like to take it to the park. I'm a little nervous about running it, only because I do not want to roll it and mess that body up. I don't know if you've seen the prices of that gray body on eBay, but they're getting hard to find. And, I could buy one of the other ones that are out, but, $150 just to run it at the park. I don't know, or $100 or whatever they are. I don't know. We'll see. My 5T, probably one of my faves. Sorry, just doing a little quick rundown because I know I haven't done anything besides that last Where I've Been video. The weather, it's been nuts. Big John D was here for like 4 days. I mean, it was 95 plus, 70% humidity. Today is honestly no different. This 5T's got a 50 in it, if anybody remembers, 50 GT. Taylor, basically. This is one of my most favorite vehicles. I was talking to Big John, Todd, and so forth. I was actually maybe thinking about turning this thing electric. Before I get all the haters, the 50 GT is a monster. Let's not mess with that. The only reason why I'm thinking is because this is one of my favorite vehicles where I can actually run it more. Meaning, like what I talked about before, getting to the park at 8 o'clock in the morning and running this thing, really using this thing. So that's just an idea. I did see Big John D's run. He's got a Max 5 and a 780. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. And that thing has got, balls to the wall. So, there's some ideas on that. I haven't, if I do that, it'll be winter time. That'll give me a project, something to do. I'm pretty much, I feel like right now I'm pretty much done at buying vehicles. I might change things up. Like if I don't do that, I was thinking about maybe turning this into, the M2C kit, the Beefcake kit, put a Max 6 in there, basically this setup of like M2C chassis and all that. But I don't know, this thing, I really like it. I really like it the way it is. I'm just saying, this way I don't have to buy another vehicle. My Crate 8S, I haven't ran that at all this year, but that thing's a monster. Definitely gonna try to get these guys out this year. I keep saying it, but it's like this freaking Illinois weather. It's either freezing cold outside or it's 95 with 70% humidity. Like there's no like high 70s, mid 80s. It's like negatives or 90 plus. I still gotta do this. I haven't ran this since I put these on here, these Mad Max, so I still got to do that. So the only things I really had out is the Vecta, this a few times, and then the little guys. And the 5T, if I said that, I'm not sure. But I haven't had any of the Bajas out. Still got to get the 71 Performante out. I don't know, I got a bunch of shit to get out, to be honest with you. And then it's... before late July, we're on vacation. These cars will sit here next year. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I've ran a good amount. For any of the haters out there or shelf clean vehicles, I ran a good amount. Just haven't switched them up. Kind of messed around with this a lot. I did put. Remember, I was telling you I had these on the Vesla. It did nothing. These do awesome on the Vecta, and Big John's got them on his 5T. So, anyways, so like I said, just a little wrench. And I did put the V2s in there because I've had them, forever. And then it was a good time to change out I don't know if you guys can see it. Come on, focus. The pins, they get worn. They get flat spots on them. So it's a good opportunity to do that. And then I had from the Vesla, I had a Kraken servo. So I put that on throttle. I know it's lame, but, it works fine for throttle. So, but that's about the only update I got. I just really need to get out more. And by me, the park where I run at, there's, it's in the middle of a subdivision. I've had no issues there. But, I can't get out there at, 8, 9 in the morning. I got to, at least, 10:30, 11. But the way it's been the past, 2-3 weeks here, at that time, it's already in the 90s. You know what I mean? So, and then... bitching about then, and before it'll be raining, fall, and then winter, negatives. So just a little update. That's about it, guys. Have a good rest of your 4th of July weekend, if you have a long weekend or not. Peace out. Talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.